Just to let you know, you're not showing the intro on what is now. Just started.
Yeah, it always takes a bit of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there's no volume.
Oh, really? Good. Right. Hello. Welcome. According to my computer, I'm now on live. The intro is finished. I know YouTube is a way bit behind StreamYard, but I think we're probably all right. Yeah, I'm on YouTube now. Good. Okay. Welcome, and I'll bring Keith up just to prove that he's here.
Hi, everybody.
Bright and chirpy as usual.
Trying to be.
Yeah. Cover my keyboard before I do anything else.
Yep.
Yep, actually remembered the notice that Alison put in front of me works.
Okay.
Cover your keyboard now.
Yeah.
So, right, okay, so let's put you in the background and start talking. We're going to be making a bud vase, as I think most of you probably know. Keith was making some last Tuesday, and I decided that I would do my take on a bud vase. It's slightly different from Keith in that I use a liner, use a test tube to go down the inside, and so that affects the design because obviously it was a 16mm test tube, whereas Keith only drills a 7mm hole, so slightly different. I'll be using a piece of ash that's flickering. Let's try that one. That's flickering a little bit as well, but never mind. Have to live with that.
No, minimal.
I've got sun shining in, which is not helping. That should help. Yeah, that's better. And we'll turn that light off. That's okay. That's it. We're there. Pitch black, but we're working. Good. Yeah. So a piece of ash. This was the ash. I don't know if any of you have seen it on YouTube. I posted a picture of a bud vase and 2 tea light holders made from ash that somebody gave me years ago, which has been under the bench for about 4 or 5 years now. So it's nice and dry. And this is the other half of the same log that she gave me all those years ago. But it's dried off nicely. It's quite a sound piece of timber. Not too many splits. The centre of the core of the tree is there. So that's going to be gone by the time we've done it. So it's not going to split along that line. So I think all in all, we're in quite good shape. So let's get that turned around. And perhaps Keith would tell me who's in.
Right. Can certainly do that. Let me just go over to YouTube. I'll read it off the. No, I won't. Not enough on there. I'll go to the top of StreamYard and work my way down the list because it's going to be easier. The first one in was Brian at Hartwood Turning, followed by Lewis the Klondike Craftsman, Tommy's Workshop, Chris Dodds, all the way from Australia, Doug Miller, Lawrence Bagasia, Martin Shepherd, Peter Cochrane, Alison, the much better looking one of the other half in. It's Rob at Forking Owls, I believe, if I remember right. Robert Dolman, Michael Buckingham, Jay's Cabin, Chris Glanville, Paul Heighton, the Greasby Turner, and Andrew at Wiley's Woodshed. And
Hello,
I
everyone.
believe that is everybody. If I've missed anyone, Stephen Mellor's just joined us. If I've missed any of you, just put an "Oi, you've missed me," and we can give you the credit that you deserve. But welcome, one and all.
Just opened my mouth to say welcome and swallowed a shaving. Lovely. Yeah. Saves having lunch, doesn't it? We're nearly there. Nearly round.
Barry's Wood Creations is in.
Hello, Barry.
Oh, Forking Owls is Martin. I always get that wrong,
Martin,
don't
that's
I,
right, Martin.
Martin?
I
Yeah,
can never
sorry,
remember.
Martin.
Yeah, yeah.
No. At least you got a double mention out of it anyway, Martin.
Yeah. There are too many Robs. That's the problem. Right, there we are. Nice clean chuck. I took it all apart and cleaned it. Both my chucks yesterday because one of them was sticking a bit. I thought I can't be doing with that, and discovered that in fact it's obviously gone in cross-threaded on the spiral bit inside
On the
and damaged one of the carriers. So I swapped that out for another one, and it's perfect now. So that was on the 35, the F jaw one.
Oh right,
So,
yeah.
Bit of a surprise. Right then, I haven't designed this in my head even, but that's nice and clean, and I think it's going to be designed as we go. But it's going to be something with a sort of oniony shaped bottom and a flared top. I'm going to just square off the ends.
Well done, Lawrence. He's putting me in the back. Yeah, he's putting me in the background so that you don't have to watch me. Is what he means to say.
No, not outside the window of the workshop. That's my wife that peers in from there.
And Chris at Bailey Woodworks has just joined us.
Hello, Chris. Right, I'm not going to use the full length of this, so I think I might put a spigot on the other end, because then I can turn a small tea light holder or something out of the bit of wood and not waste it. Okay. And it's going to be the sea jaws, so a little bit of that, and that'll do that. And then I think I put that away. Somewhere about there, I think, will be the bottom. Okay, so let's start to shape it. Actually, don't want that diameter, that's better. Right, I'm going to drill the hole next before I go too far on that.
Now, I would have put that in the chuck first before I drilled it.
Yes, I'm going to have to. Yes,
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Well, I've got the spigot on there anyway, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, I know it's
So
not.
my brain's not in gear today. Don't worry about it. It'll all come out all right in the end.
So
Right,
Kitey's Shed has joined us as well.
Hello,
and
Kitey.
Wood turning by Barry.
Okay, so
And Brian's just dropped back in. He had to pop out for a bit. So
a bit of what?
welcome. Yeah, well, we don't ask that. Yeah, so welcome one and all.
Right. Now I can drill the hole.
Copper Owl. I'm not sure whether we've spoken to him yet. If not, welcome. That's Rob, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I hesitate to guarantee anything these days.
Well, it's something to do with age, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're both suffering.
Yeah. It's good this getting old. So they tell me. I don't believe them, but that's what they say. Right. So this is the 16mm drill bit, which is going to enable us to put this test tube in the top of there. I've left plenty of length for it. It's 100mm they are. So we're absolutely fine on that. Turn the speed down a bit. And let's drill a hole. It's up to this bit of tape here. Helps if you lock the tailstock in place, doesn't it? Because I can.
Malcolm Douglas has just appeared on the scene. Hi, Malcolm.
Hello, Malcolm. These auger bits are really quite good. They don't tend to clog, and you can see the shavings are coming out nicely. Oh, I've run out of length. But just keep an eye on what's coming out of the hole to know when you've got to clear the drill bit. But these larger auger bits are quite good for this. And there we are, that's done. Right, we'll take that out of there. And I usually put my longer point in. Oh no, I don't, not for this one. That's for candle holders. Not for this, it's this one. Just to support it a little bit. Like that. There we are. Okay. Right, we'll get a bit of rough shaping on there now.
You want to go back overhead first?
Yep, I can do that. It was that one, wasn't it? Number 2. Yep. So I'm aiming at something in the region of 20mm. The neck. It's not somewhere. There we are. There we are. Just get the calipers set up. Can't find my ruler. Apart from that, everything's fine. There we are. Right, 20mm or thereabouts. We'll get somewhere close to that. It can be a fraction less, but not much. Otherwise, you're going to come across the hole. Oh, split. Okay, we'll reduce the height, the width at the top a little bit as well. quite happy about that because that was on the large side anyway.
Woodworm Paul has just popped up on the bottom.
Hello,
I think
Paul.
that's a new name in there at the moment. Welcome one and all. 26 of you watching you, Andy, at the moment.
Not bad for lunchtime. Go a little bit less, but I'm going to go a bit less down here as well. It's a bit clumsy at the moment. That's better. Oh, knew I was going to do that. There's a bit more space, that's better.
Gav Sadai is in.
Hello, Gav.
Hi, Gav.
Those of you who've watched me in the past will know that I tend to like to go for very simplistic designs. So to keep my wife happy, I'm going to add something to this one. The one I made the other day, she said, oh, it would be quite nice if it had, well, she called it a line. She meant a bead around here somewhere.
Okay.
So we'll do that in a bit.
She's to blame for it then a bit.
She's to blame if it goes wrong.
Okay, so we've got Greg Alexander's just joined us as well. So welcome, Greg.
Not a bead, we'll do a cove. Ah, well, there's a cove.
Yeah, inadvertently.
Yeah. Let's try and make it look deliberate now. Okay, we'll just do a fancy bit of shaping then.
Ben's in. I thought
Hello,
I
Ben.
saw him pop in, and then someone else. So Martin's asking you, that looks quite a chunky gouge you've got there. What size is it?
It's a 3/8, I think. The other one was a 3/4 inch roughing, spindle roughing gouge. I do have a finer one, which I should have been using. It tends to catch a bit. Don't like it much. Like that. It becomes obvious from this that I don't do many coves and beads. No, that's horrible. Don't like that shape at all. Hum.
Terry Hooper's just magically appeared.
Hello, Terry. Right, so now then. Right, so instead of beads, coves, we'll have a line around there, a burnt line, just there, and similar, just there, I think. Double, like that.
Brian Watkins has now joined us.
Hello, Brian.
Welcome, one and all. So you now have 30 people watching you.
Quite respectable. That's better.
You're happier with that now, are you?
I'm happier with that. Yep. I just didn't. I haven't got my head around having a bead there, which is what she was suggesting, or up here or somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got my head around it, therefore it didn't work. I'll try that in the peace and quiet of my own time and see how we go. Now then, I still need to finish off the top. Get rid of some of this junk.
I've just dropped my link in for this evening.
Oh, good. Yep.
When it eventually comes up on StreamYard. Oh, it's quite quick then.
All right. Just
There was
goes
a
to
time
show,
in it before we started, and there was a 40-second delay.
Something quite
between,
ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could almost have a meal for four in that time that it took to come up. But, so that is my link for this evening, guys. 8 o'clock start. Finish off the 2 that were started last Tuesday lunchtime, and perhaps do another one, or we'll be doing another one. Not quite sure what it will be. The fun of lives. You can baffle yourself at times.
Yeah, frequently.
Mm.
So that really is that. Bit of sanding, of course. Let's decide where the bottom's going to come.
It's got to be at least 100 mil down.
Yeah, we're well over that.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. There's 100 mil there.
Okay.
So we're well over that.
Mm.
But I think it's a question whether I leave a little foot on it or not. I don't think so. I think I'll take it off there, if you can see that. Not really. I don't think it needs a foot. It's going to be stable enough anyway.
The hole is 16 mil, Michael,
16, yep.
by 100 mil deep to take a test tube. So the neck is 21 mil diameter of spare wood, so that it will disappear in there.
Yep, that feels as though it's going to go in there all right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to push it in just yet. But
And it's only plastic, this one, so it will take a little bit of a tap if necessary.
Exactly where it should be. Yeah, I usually put something in, a piece of wood up against the tile so I can wind it in if it needs pushing. But usually they go in all right. Right, I'm just going to sand that fairly quickly.
Right, Lawrence has asked a general question.
Yep.
If a piece of wood has got woodworm, how much time and temperature can you leave it in the microwave? Well, really, Lawrence, that depends on the size of the wood. If it's a small piece, anything up to sort of 2 inches thick, you can actually leave it in on full power if you wanted to for 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on the rating of the microwave. I nearly always dry my wet blanks when I dry them in the microwave on full power for 3, 4 minutes at a time, and put them back in 2 or 3 times. It depends on the dryness of the wood, the size of the wood, thickness, diameter, area of the wood that you're putting in there, and also the output of the microwave. So unless you can give us a more specific size, trial and error. Put it in for a couple of minutes. If it's a pen blank, you probably only want it in there for 30, 40 seconds.
I tend to splash mine with woodworm poison stuff, fluid, wherever it is, it's somewhere up there.
Yeah.
I've never actually used the microwave for that.
And Andrew's put in a good comment. Just make sure the wife is out, Lawrence. It's either that or you pick up an old one that still works and keep it in the workshop, which is what I've got, so I can cook as much wood as I like in it.
Yeah, I've got a cooker, but it's not a microwave. It's for just drying out timber before I stabilise.
Tommy says he blew the door open with some cherry the first time he did it. Obviously a little bit too eager with the timer then, Tommy.
Yeah, because these 900 watt ones are quite powerful weapons.
Yeah, particularly the new stuff now. And you can actually freeze it as well, which Tommy's put in if you stick it in the freezer. Again, depending on the thickness and the size of it, leave it in the freezer for a couple of days or a week even.
Yes, it's not going to do much harm, is it?
No,
for longer,
no.
unless it's too wet.
I
don't know what that would do to it.
No, I've no idea.
If you start freezing the sap, if there's a lot of it in there, I don't know. No idea. It's not something I've ever done. So
no, Ben, I don't think I will read that one out, just in case. But you put it on and not us.
Right, there we are. Nothing a bit of Yorkshire grit won't sort out.
Yeah, and Tommy said it was on full power. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it's always better to go down a bit if you can. I think it's my understanding of it. As I say, it's not something I do. So
no, I've do it on maximum, then it gets done quicker.
Yeah, as long as you keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Depends how much worm you've got in as to whether it's actually going to be viable to kill it or like Peter says, throw it on the bonfire
Yes,
or
that
in the
kills
wood
it.
burner. That fixes it. Doesn't grovel around then. And we've just got James Crawford joining us.
Hello, James. I've nearly finished.
The first one.
First one. Yeah.
Yeah, we've only been running half an hour.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Half an hour with 35 watching, so that's pretty good.
It's a nice, clean-looking timber, isn't it? Ash.
Ash can be, yeah. But it's also nice when it's got a bit of sport to it as
I
well,
was going to say
particularly
you
if
can
you've
get
got some blue sport in it.
you get some very nice figure in it sometimes, but this is quite nice. It's got that little knot in it, which just adds a little something to it. Right, Yorkshire Grit 2. Oh, it's getting quite warm in here.
Don't open the door and let all that
I've got
heat
the
out.
sun. Yeah, I've got the sun shining through the window onto my legs,
Mm.
and it's getting quite warm. There's obviously a bit of heat in the sun today, which there hasn't
Well, it
been for a
was
little while.
no, it was showing 12.5 just now when I just before we started outside. So and I'm
It's quite
only
respectable, isn't it?
yeah, quarter of an hour up the road from Andy, so it's not going to be that much different, I would think.
Nope. Nope. But it feels that sort of level.
Mm.
It's quite nice. We've had enough cold now.
Yeah, winter's gone now.
Winter
I know he
draws
did,
on that,
Terry.
yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. It was too late for the time I realised it.
What's
You've
that?
been caught out.
Caught
What
out
what
doing what?
didn't you what didn't you do?
I didn't. You're absolutely right, Terry. Yep, I didn't. You're quite right. Standing still. Actually, Ash is very forgiving on that.
Yeah, it's not ultra critical on something small and something as tight grained as
No,
what ash is.
I
If
often
it
don't
was
bother.
a softer grain, the mahoganies and the softer woods, yes, and it was bigger, it was certainly would needed to have been done.
But since nobody else is paying for it, I might as well be tight.
Mm. Yes, we have to supply our own.
I like working with ash, I must admit. It's not as nice as you, but it's a nice timber to work with.
You can get a decent finish on it.
Yes. You can see the
Mind
shine coming
you,
already.
you did get a decent finish on that piece of pine the other week.
It wasn't
That
bad,
little
was it?
bowl you don't know. And as a little present, I've got you another piece.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Yeah, it's a
It
bit
was
bigger
funny.
this time though.
Oh, right, okay, fine. It was funny stuff to turn, wasn't it, that pitch pine?
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it turned out very nicely. And I did like seeing the light coming through it,
yeah,
as
yes, the
anybody will
pictures
see.
were good. Marky
Yeah.
Becks.
hmm
That's a name I don't know, but it
I
looks
saw
like
that.
he might know you.
I think I saw him somewhere yesterday
Okay,
on Terry's or Brian's. I
okay.
think.
Well,
Wouldn't swear to that.
I didn't see either of those lives.
It doesn't ring a bell other than that. But then I'm not good with names.
No, no. Anyway, you're more than welcome, Marky.
Right, well, there it is. It is done. I'll part it off. And put these away again. No, I won't, because I can't get the drawer open. Oh, well, that's jammed. Never mind. Another job for later.
So, whereabouts do you hail from then, Marky? As you're a new name to us. Are you UK based or? further afield. Doug says yes, he was in Terry's live chat yesterday.
Right, yeah, I
That's
thought
why
I'd
I
seen the
didn't.
name
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's why I
Yeah.
missed it.
There we are. It is done. I'll just sand off the bottom of that. Won't take 2 seconds. Over here. Right, I can finish that later. And so let's have the camera there. There it is. Done.
Traditional onion shape, yeah.
Yep, test tube in. There we are. That's gone in beautifully. So you probably can't see it, but it is.
Yeah, you can just about see it. Yep.
Just about see it. Yep,
Yep.
that is in there. So that's. And I'll finish the bottom later. I'm not going to waste time on that now. So that's that one. Now then, we have a choice. I have a piece of beech. I have a piece of cedar of Lebanon. I have a piece of elm. And I have a piece of Idigbo. Varying in size.
Without knowing what they are, I would have thought cedar would look quite nice because that gives you a nice soft wood. Is it big enough?
There we are. Cedar, that one, let me find a ruler. That one is 140 by nearly 60. The beech is slightly bigger but the same length. The elm and the Idigbo are 50 mil square and 170, 180 long.
So guys in the chat, what do you want? Lebanon, cedar of Lebanon, beech, elm or Idigbo? Test tubes come from Amazon, I believe.
No, it's a company called. Well, if you do, I did a search on Google for plastic test tubes, and it came up with Plastic Test Tubes Limited, which I thought was really quite an inspired name for a company, and that's where they came from. They're very cheap. I bought 100 of them, I think. I don't think it's got the company on the box, but
so it's Idigbo then.
Idigbo, right? Okay.
Yep, 3 for Idigbo, so that's good enough.
Yeah, but Plastic Test Tubes Limited anyway was the company. So Idigbo, right? Okay, that's going to be a sort of tall, slim one. So
would you put a test tube in this, or would you leave it?
Yes, no, I put test tubes in all of mine. So and make the design to fit. Basically, there's another bud vase.
Yeah, one of them.
Tea light holder. That's what I'm looking for. Right. So now then, we need to put that thing in there. T'other one in there. That one in there. I've marked the centres on the ends already, just to save a bit of time. Not that time's of an essence, but we'll whip that round. Let's put the bigger one on. Save me running off the end. That's better. It's got enough room now. Lift it, spin it, hope for the best. Looks like blood on there. I don't think it is. Got something on there. This is all timber that my daughter gave me for Christmas, which was jolly nice.
All right.
In a little box full of bits like that. About 10 of them, I think, in there originally. I've I've used some bits and pieces, but yeah, so that's where this came from. Okay, here we go then.
Lionel's just dropped in to join us as well.
Hello, Lionel.
Is this the best camera?
It's flickering.
Very good.
Flickering a bit, isn't it? Don't want that one. That one better? It's not very really for that angle, is it?
No, they're both an overhead one.
Yeah, both of these are flickering. I think that's the better one of the two.
That's the better one of the two, which you didn't have just now.
Oh, right, okay. This was not going to stay this length. I don't think we'll cut it down a bit because it'll be a bit top heavy otherwise. I can't remember. I'm sure I have turned a Digbo before because the name's familiar to me, but I can't remember doing it. It's sort of mahogany.
It takes quite a nice finish.
Does it? Because at the moment it's looking fairly sort of torn, but yeah, that's
Coursish,
good. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
Okay, that's round.
And as these are plastic test tubes, you could cut them down, can't you? So you don't need to make it the full 4 inches deep.
No, that's right. You could do.
Make it look a bit top heavy, or
I haven't tried cutting these down. They are very brittle. It's the only thing that they might possibly crack. But
very fine hacksaw blade.
Yeah, that would probably be the way to do it. But I think I can probably squeeze 100mm on this one. Just. I don't put much of a base on these smaller ones. I have made them narrower than this before now. I had a bit of mahogany handrail I was given, and I used that for making bud vases, and they've sold all right. Got rid of them all.
Alison's off. She's off to do some lace making.
That's right.
Bye, Alison.
Bye, Alison.
We'll try and look after him for you. Try and keep him under control.
Right, so yeah, I'm going to have to put a smaller one on here, obviously. It's going to have to be, was it 18mm in it for the F-jaw? 19, yeah. Yeah, I've kept the piece of paper that came with it.
Right.
It's very organised of me. It's a worry, isn't it? So let's set this up to 19mm, which, considering it's set to 20 as it is, it's pretty good. There we are. Right, that's nowhere near yet. So, okay.
Yes, he does, Martin. He's made 2 or 3 for her.
What's that?
Lace bobbins.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But it's one of these things, if you're set up to do it, you can do it an awful lot quicker than me just coming in and doing the odd one.
Yeah.
The husband of one of the ladies.
Yeah, 10 blanks and you come out with 6 blanks. Or 6 items.
The husband of one of the ladies who does the lace with Alison, he makes them, and that's all he does. I say that, I think he's just stopped doing it now, just retired. But they used to sell them all over the place, so it wasn't really worth me getting involved in doing them. That looks awfully small. This is what it says. Oh, we'll find out in a minute, won't we? Stay.
So that does look small for the F jaws.
It does, yeah. Something's wrong there, I think. We'll find out in a minute.
More like 29, I would have thought.
Yeah, no, it definitely says 38 outside, 19 inside.
19 bore.
Nope, 19 to the
No?
outside of the.
Okay.
I don't know if you can. Where is
Not
it? That
uh,
number just there is 19.
yeah, yeah, you can just about see it.
Yeah. So, well, we'll find out. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Redo it. I've got plenty of length, so.
I think it's because we generally run into a mortise, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. We very rarely use a tenon, but it's not big enough to do a mortise on this. No, that's all right. That's gripping perfectly. Just the right gap, so that's fine. Right, get that out of the way. Bring this up to here. Grip that up there. Tighten that up here.
So Malcolm Douglas saying he started turning 40 years ago and making lace bobbins for his wife.
Oh, right, yeah.
They are an item that do sell, but not very quick.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit specialist, isn't it?
But like I say, you buy 10 blanks and you end up with 6 finished items if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yes. They're really delicate, very fiddly. Right, so let's just do that. That's all tight. Okay, we're there. So I can drill that now. Why did I run that all the way out there? Keep on winding.
Good exercise.
Yeah, they've nice long quills on these. Pain,
Yeah, bit boring for us though, this end.
Yeah, just a bit. Right, here we go then. Turn the speed down. I think I'll just take that out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to run out of quill any time now.
Yeah, they're about 3 inch, aren't they, on those travels?
I think it's 110 or something. So about 4. There it is, 108.
Right.
So just 4.5 inch, 4.25 inches. So it's not bad. I mean, it's quite a good one.
Yeah, it's longer than the 2 inches I've got on mine. But you learn to
Yeah,
work with what you've got.
Yeah, my old one had 2 inches. It is nice to have a nice, just drill your hole in one bit, really.
Right, Martin's off. He's had enough of us, so he's going to get some lunch.
I can understand that.
I'll possibly see you on Sunday then, Martin. We've got a club do.
Oh yes, indeed. Competition time. Ooh, that was nice.
That was good. Straight through my ear, that did.
Yeah, sorry, it made me jump. I wasn't expecting it. Come on.
Doorbell, so she's off.
She's off, yep. Right, I'm just going to this
Martin
time.
Bex is off. He's got to get back to work.
Okay,
Thank you
Martin.
for
Thanks for
stopping
coming in.
by. No, Marky. Not sorry.
Sorry, Marky.
Mar-
Yeah, Marky. Yeah.
Marky Bex, yep.
Right, I should just tidy this end up, and then I can go around the other side and get it shaped. You can hear that that's not on such a solid basis.
It's quite a lot coarser, the wood.
Yeah, and it's chattering a bit. But then, it's only on a tiny little...
Yeah, 3/4 inch
it?
spigot, yeah.
Right, let's just tidy up the end of that. Right, that's okay. And that should now take the test tube quite comfortably, which it does. A bit tight, but that'll be alright. Okay.
Bit of wax on the tube when you put it in, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Or big hammer.
Or get rid of all the dust.
Yeah.
And Barry's Wood Creations off. So thank you all for stopping by. If that works, which it has done, to save you all scrolling back up, Graham Haynes just joined us. There is my link for tonight's live. If you would care to come over and see me finish off last week's 2 bud vases I started, and possibly a third, well, will be a third one to go as well. So
That's it. Okay.
Brian Watkins has just made the comment that he finds with the smaller size drills, you can just push the tailstock rather than winding the quill in.
Indeed.
Yes,
indeed you can. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I tend to do, particularly on making pens. I can easily push the 7mm drill bit in. As long as you're careful, you're safe.
That's going to be the size of it.
Right, and like we've said before, safety is down to you, the operative, not to copy what other people do. Just because Andy and I can do it doesn't mean to say that you have to do it. It's totally down to you.
The pencil line there is the 100mm length of the test tube. So I know I've got a good 20mm down there, and I think I'm going to go for 20mm for the neck again, which I think it's not that one.
Just a straight taper from the neck down to the base.
Pretty much. It'll just flare very, very slightly at the top, but very, very slightly. That's all.
But you're not going to put any design on the bottom.
Nope, none at all. Very much the shape that it is at the moment. Just a little bit more delicate at the top here. And then we'll just come back out something like that. Maybe not as wide as that on the top, we'll see. Step back and have a look at it. That's That's still a lot thicker than it needs to be there, so that's getting much closer now. Allowing for sanding, that's probably going to be enough. Slight tool mark there. Get rid of that, and we've got a bit of a lump there. It's not a million miles away, I don't think. I need my 6-inch ruler. There it is. I got it. It wants to be reasonably straight, which it is. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Good. Sand it. Does it want any black lines in it? That's the question. I'm tempted to say no.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, no, I think we'll leave it as it is. She's got me worried now. She obviously doesn't like my simplicity. Or the simplicity of my work. Let's put it that way. She might like my simplicity.
I think sometimes the straight and basic lines, the Scandinavian style, actually works.
It's what I like. I mean, you know it is, because most of the stuff I do is like that, isn't it? And it suits me that way. But each to their own.
Exactly.
And it's just as well we all like different things, because it would get very boring otherwise. Right, let's give that a quick...
You might want the dust extractor on this time.
Yeah. I did have it last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it was quiet.
I actually remembered it.
Ah.
Just for a change. It makes quite a delicate shape. You pare it down to almost its minimum in terms of
back
width.
to basics, yeah.
It's gone slightly off centre, but not going to worry about that too much. Sands quite easily.
It's a very soft wood, yeah, which is why they use it on a lot of mouldings. And
I
think now a lot of outside door manufacturers will use it for bits and pieces because it can be stained and it takes a stain. And
I
we've
can
got
imagine
the
it would,
Queen in with us now. We've got Ruby joined us.
Hello,
Hi,
Ruby. Just in time to see the end of the second one.
But you will be privileged to a view of the first one in a minute as well.
Absolutely. Right, I'll just turn the excuse me, turn the noisy bit off. Bit of Yorkshire grit.
Now I would sanding seal this one first.
Yes, I will. I will indeed.
As it's
just because I forgot last time.
A hollow wood.
Yeah. Yes, it's quite porous by the feel of it. Acrylic. Yeah, why not? Stick that on there. That's that. soon dry. As it's so warm in here. Oh,
Apparently, Ruby slept in then. She golfed yesterday and was sore afterwards, so she's had a lay
oh
in.
dear. Oh dear.
That's fine, Ruby. It will be on the tubes later for you to view
Yeah.
if you so wish.
If you will play these rough games.
Yeah. You can see the openness of the grain on there
Yep.
now.
Yep. It's polishing up nicely though.
It's a Digbow, Graham. Viewer's choice. Well, it was 4 to
ID.
1, 5 to 1.
Yeah. IDIGBO. So it is a timber I have come across before, but I don't remember it particularly. I can't remember when I used it or what I did with it. And it's not a vastly memorable timber, if you see what I mean. Not being rude about it, but
Pretty bland is what you're
it's
trying to
fairly
say.
bland. Yeah, that's right. Yes, it's got nothing that stands out. But having said that, it's quite usable, quite useful. Right, that's that. Next, this one. The old regular, which is the Hampshire Sheen microcrystalline, which is what I tend to use most of the time. Each to their own. It's only because the tin's handy.
And you've got it, so why not?
Absolutely. I've got the, what's it, 22, something 22, and
Woodwax 22.
Woodwax 22. I got that in the drawer as well, but it's not so easy to get to. Especially now I can't get the drawer open.
And that wants a little bit of time to just go off a bit before you polish
So
it
I
as
gather,
well.
yeah. So it's not so
Yeah,
obviously useful for a demo.
not on small items anyway.
No, no. Right, that's that then. So we'll have a look at that. This will take colour quite nicely as well, I suspect.
Yes, it does. Any of the stains, because they do stain that down to make it look like mahogany.
Yeah, yeah. It's got very much got the grain of mahogany, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's that. I shall part it off. Screwdriver back where it belongs, otherwise I should never find it again. Right. Well, stop. Right, and there we are.
Hmm.
Bring Keith back in.
Yeah, fully respectable.
Good. That's number one. Ash, piece of local Sussex ash, grown in Thacombe, just near Storrington, close by me. A friend of mine was cutting a tree down about 4 or 5 years ago now, and offered me some of it. And that was I had a branch about 7 or 8 inches diameter, I suppose, and I cut it in half to get rid of the centre, and that was half of it.
Hmm.
And that was the Idigbo. Nice, plain, simple shape.
Basic shape, yeah.
I haven't put the test tube in it yet. No, I have. Test tubes in there. Yes, there we are. Test tubes
Easy
in there.
fit, yep.
And it's just nice and tight at the end, so it's not going to fall out, which is quite good. And there we are. That's
Well done,
today's effort. Good. And I think you don't
fairly basic shapes, but
oh yes, nothing fancy.
You don't need to be too fancy on something that small.
It tends to be over the top if you put too much shaping on them. Well, you know me, I don't do that anyway. But Terry Hooper says, "See you all on Sunday."
Yeah, we should be there.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Doug. Looks like a conical flask, very fitting, as there's a test tube inside. Well, yes, there is that, I suppose. And spyglass, Ruby Claire.
No, spyglass is the course that she was playing golf.
Right. Oh, is that? I was going to say,
you missed the top bit of the conversation, which.
Oh, play a famous course. Yeah. I've just seen that. Okay, I didn't even know spyglass was a course. So.
No, nor did I.
So there you go. Anyway, very nice to see you all along. And what have we got now? We've got 30 watching now.
So down to 28 on the tubes.
Quite respectable. So lovely. So hopefully see you all tonight for Keith's.
There's the link for tonight when it comes up. It's certainly on YouTube.
We'll wait for that to come up.
There it is. So I will be finishing off the 2 that I started last Tuesday lunchtime and doing probably a third one, and then we can compare them all.
Yep, fine.
But they're all fairly basic shapes. Mine have got a little bit of decoration on. One's got a bit of colour on, but those that
but you can do anything you
last
like.
week. You can do, yeah.
That's what's nice about them. There is no
rules and regs. You use the timber that you've got, and you use it to the advantage of the timber.
Thank you, Brian. Good. Okay. So see you all tonight.
Hopefully.
I'm going to push the button and look forward to later on.
Yep. Bye for now.
Cheers. Cheers. Bye.